Julie here from Mostly Caffeinated. I thought today for my 5 on Friday, we would talk about 5 things I no longer buy. Now, I did put minimalism in the title of this video. I am not strictly per se a minimalist, okay? I like to have as few things as possible. My possible looks a little different than yours. I've got 2 little kids and a husband who's not a minimalist. So these are just 5 things that I have eliminated purchasing, which helps my budget and helps me not accumulate a bunch of stuff. It's 5 things maybe you could consider getting rid of if you're looking for a way to downsize your spending or downsize your material possessions. I don't know. But I'm not like a Spartanist by any means. If you look around, you'll see I've got things hanging on the walls. I've got stuff sitting on the counter. I've got a cabinet of things that are pretty over here. So take that with a grain of salt. Welcome to my new subscribers. If you're new here and you want to catch all of my videos, make sure you click subscribe. If you want to leave a comment, feel free to do so. If you want to check me out on Facebook, my blog, Instagram, or anything like that, there are always links. I think they show up here. I see them. I see them down here when I look at my own videos. So I think they're down there. Otherwise, in my About page, you can always find those links. So anyway, let's get on with it, shall we? I'm looking over here because I listed out the 5 things. Since I don't buy them, it's kind of hard to remember what they are. But anyway, I just have a list over here. I don't actually script my videos, but I do keep kind of a list of the things that I mean to talk about. So I don't just ramble for 40 minutes and not say them. Like I've rambled for 2 minutes and not said anything right now. Anyway, okay, the first thing I don't buy. You'll see me going through my bathroom drawers and decluttering in a future video because I've been doing that and kind of filming it as I go. But when you watch that video, you will see I no longer buy makeup for my face, like foundation or concealer or powder or bronzer, blush, highlighter, any of that. Nothing that goes on my actual face, which I'm sure you could tell from my acne that's everywhere. But I do that for 2 reasons. Yeah, 2 reasons. 1, I can't be bothered. It's just too much work. And 2, the level of products that I was able to purchase in my budget and the level of expertise that I don't possess meant it didn't really help all that much. Like, it could take down the redness of my acne, but you could totally still tell that my acne was there. And I felt like once I put foundation on, I had to go in with like blush and highlight and all that stuff because my face looked too matte. Whatever. Like, I really, really, really only ever wear lipstick and mascara, and that's it. That's it. Okay, second thing that I don't buy anymore is magazines. Now, I never really bought magazines per se, but I'd get them free from places. Like, I'd be offered subscriptions to things like InStyle or People, and I'd take them because I enjoyed reading them. I still enjoy reading them, but what I don't enjoy is that most of the time I don't get time to read them, and they just pile up in my life. I don't like seeing half-read magazines sitting around. I already have enough reading guilt seeing that I have 2 giant bookshelves full of books, which I love very dearly, but I never take the time to read. So I can't imagine why on earth I would multiply that guilt by having a stack of half-read magazines that I know I'm never going to get to when the content of the magazines is going to be irrelevant in 3 months' time, and the books are not. So I just don't get them anymore. Similar to that is the third thing I no longer purchase, which is self-help books or parenting books or professional literature, that kind of thing. I used to buy this. I love reading this. I still read this. I actively, consistently read these kind of books, self-help or parenting or professional development books. I read one fiction book, and at the same time I read one of those kind of books. Every morning, well, not every morning, but some mornings when I'm not blogging, I'm reading that kind of book, and then in the evenings I read my fiction book. But I don't buy them anymore. I get them from the library. Now, I don't do this with fiction because if I really truly love a work of fiction, I'm going to want to keep it. I'm going to want to write in there. I'm going to want to consider teaching it in the future. I'm going to want to pass it on to a friend or something. But these parenting and self-help books, I rarely keep them. I usually find a couple of nuggets of inspiration in there, something that's vaguely useful. I write it down. Okay, it goes in a book review on my blog. I don't need to keep the book. I'm not going to reread it. You don't reread those kind of books typically. So now I just get them from the library. Fourth thing I no longer purchase is disposable menstrual products. I used to be a tampon devotee, and along with that comes, the necessity of owning other things as well, owning liners and pads and carrying them around and keeping a drawer full of them in my bathroom and going through $5 worth of tampons in a month and all that ridiculous stuff. And I no longer do that at all. I've switched over to a menstrual cup, and I keep a couple washable pads, and that's it. Done. Now, caveat. Postpartum, right after I have babies, you are actually not medically supposed to use a menstrual cup for that postpartum bleeding that happens. That's not healthy for you to do. So, in that instance, I do use disposable products because it's almost necessary. With the volume you go through and the fact that you can't really be up and about washing things, and the fact that you're not allowed to use a menstrual cup, medically speaking, then I do. But the rest of the time, nope. I can't imagine a time in my life when I will ever purchase another tampon. I don't know why I would do that. Do I have a review? I have an unboxing of my Ruby cup. I'll link that in an iCard. Sorry, I just jostled my desk. I don't think I've done a full-fledged review on it yet. I should do that. Remind me. And the fifth thing that I no longer buy. 5. There's my crazy spindly hands again. Fifth thing I no longer buy is dryer sheets. Now, I haven't bought dryer sheets in years and years. Things like fabric softener and dryer sheets and scented laundry detergents tend to give me a rash. I'm a rashy person. But I have one time 2 years ago, I bought wool dryer balls, and that's what I use now. And they work pretty good. Now, when it's really dry and cold like this week, I still do get some static, don't get me wrong. They're not completely static free, but they do beat around in the washer and kind of help things dry fast. Washer. They beat around in the dryer and help things dry a little bit faster. And they also help you dry things like quilts or comforters or whatever because they act as tennis balls. You don't have to put tennis balls in your dryer. You already have these dryer balls in your dryer. So they kind of beat around. And if I feel like some of my laundry is kind of not smelling so fresh, like if I'm doing my dishcloths, or if something gets left in the washer for an extra day before it gets thrown in the dryer, come on, this happens. I can put some essential oil on my dryer balls and it soaks in there and it heats up in the dryer and it deodorizes my clothes. I throw on some peppermint sometimes, or I throw on some bergamot sometimes, which is a natural deodorizer, and that helps my laundry to smell nicer. So there you go, the 5 things I no longer purchase. Makeup that goes on the surface of my face, magazines, self-help parenting and personal professional development books, disposable menstrual products, and dryer sheets. If you're looking to simplify your life, simplify your budget, cut down on monthly expenses, you could consider getting rid of those things. Try it for a month, and if you hate it, go back to it, okay? This version of minimalism, this moderate kind of Marie Kondo type of minimalizing, is about increasing your happiness by decreasing your stuff. And decreasing these things has enhanced my happiness. Okay, I got no rashes. I don't have to buy, use, dispose of tampons, and I actually prefer my menstrual cup. I don't have guilt magazines sitting around waiting for me to read them. I don't have guilt books sitting around that I don't need to own anymore. I don't have makeup sitting around that I spent money on that I'm not putting on my face, or I don't spend the hour trying to put it on my face and I'm not looking that good and washing it off anyway. So that's why I've gotten rid of these things. Not because I'm on a quest to have as few things as possible, but because I'm on a quest to have more space and time and peace in my life and less stuff I don't need. So there it is. It was nice to have you today. Stick around, subscribe, like, comment, follow me on other social media. I said that at the beginning of the video, didn't I? Sorry. I'll see you around. Have a good day.